Hey guys, welcome back to Physical Biology. Today we are going to talk about Biology Trials Papers, Negeri Sembilan, Paper 1. Alright, so let's get started. Let's look at question 1 then. Which of the following cell component functioned in the formations of the spindle fiber during the cell division in animals? Okay, the answer for this question confirmed is B, centrioles. Okay, centrioles. Now there's one thing that you guys need to remember. You cannot find centriole in the plant cell. Please remember this one. You cannot find centriole in the plant cell. Only can be found in the animal cell. Now for question 2, diagram 1 shows the cell organization in the multicellular organism. Cell, tissue, the next one confirm is organ. Okay, it's organ. What is the example for W? Ovum is the cell, muscle is the tissue, tulang, bones is the tissue as well. Okay, so this one is not the answer, not the answer. The final answer for this question is D, skin. Skin is the organ. It is the largest organ in our body. The next one, okay, diagram 2 shows two different concentrations of sucrose solution in a U-tube separated by a selectively permeable membrane. On the left side, we have 5% of sucrose solutions. On the right side, we have 1% sucrose solution. In the middle, and then we will have the selectively permeable membrane. So from what I can see here is 5% sucrose solution is hypertonic compared to the solution B, which is hypotonic. Okay, let's look at the question. Which of the following statements is true after dynamic equilibrium is achieved? The keywords here is the dynamic equilibrium. So dynamic equilibrium means the two solutions, you put them together, the water is going to diffuse from one side to another side until the rate of diffusion are the same in two liquid. So right here, B is hypotonic. It means that the water concentration here is higher. Water concentration here is higher. When the water concentration here is higher than A, then the water will diffuse from B to A. So eventually, A will have more water, but the amount of the sucrose will be the same. Until the concentration of water in A and B, they are the same. So in the end, the solution in A will rise in the level, and the diffusion rate from the both sides are the same. So this is what we call the dynamic equilibrium. So let's look at the options here. The sodium molecule diffused from the 5% sucrose solution into 1% sucrose solution. Alright, so 1 is wrong because the sucrose, they are too big to diffuse across the selective permeable membrane. So this one is impossible for the sodium molecule to diffuse. Water molecule diffuse into both arms at the same rate. Yes, when dynamic equilibrium is reached, the water molecule diffuse in the both arms will be having the same rate. There's still diffusions to occur inside the tubes, the U-tubes, but they are diffusion in the same rate, which means that like one water molecule diffuse from A to B, only one, and B diffuse one as well. Okay, so one molecule from B and one molecule from A, the diffusion rate are the same. So this is what we call the dynamic equilibrium. 3. The osmotic pressure of the sucrose solution in arm A is higher than arm B. Now, when dynamic equilibrium is reached, the osmotic pressure in the both sides should be the same. Okay, so this one is say higher, wrong. The last one, the level of sucrose solution in arm A is higher than the level of sucrose solution in arm B. Yes, this is correct. Why? Because the water from B diffuse across the membrane to the arm A. So eventually you will have higher level. So the answer here should be 2 and 4. 2 and 4 means C for question 3. Okay, continue. Carbohydrates are organic compounds which consist of carbons, hydrogen, and oxygen. So what will happen if there's no carbohydrates in the cell? Now, carbohydrates, for example, like glucose, is needed in cellular respiration. For example, like that you take in the C6H12O6, the glucose, and then the oxygen to do the cellular respirations to produce energy and carbon dioxide as well as water. So if there's no glucose, then no cellular respiration to take place. Answer is A for question 4. Question 5. Diagram 3 shows a shirt with a blood stain. Now, blood stain, when we talk about blood stain, we know is protein. Okay. Red blood cell, white blood cell, they are all proteins. So we want to wash away the blood stain, we need to use the enzyme that can digest the protein, which is the protease. So we remove A and C. Now, the best temperature for the enzyme to work will be our body temperature, because protease is an enzyme that can be found in our body temperature. So if we want to digest the protein, we are going to use back our body temperature, which is 37 degrees Celsius. Almost there, alright? Almost there. So the answer is B. Okay, question 6. Diagram 4 shows the phase during meiosis. How do we know it's meiosis? We check this out. You can see they have undergone the crossing over. Okay, so they have different segments of DNA from the homologous chromosome. What is the significance of this phase shown? When the homologous is being separated, then the number of chromosome in the daughter cell is going to be reduced into half. Okay, so in the end, it's going to be divided into 2, which is answer A. Okay, now let's check this out. We have how many chromosomes here? Initially, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. But after meiosis, the chromosome number is going to be divided into half. So it means that the number of chromosome in the daughter cell should be 2. So 4 divided by 2 equals 2. Okay, next one, question 7. Ahmad took part 100-meter sprint events. The word equation below shows the fermentation process that takes place in the muscle cell. Glucose, no oxygen. Can you see? On the left side, there's no oxygen as the reactant. So eventually, it will produce X and energy. Okay, so the answer here should be lactic acid, the formula that you guys need to memorize. Which of the following statements is correct about the human respiratory structure and its adaptation? Large number of tracheoles to provide a large amount of surface area for absorptions of respiratory gases. Okay, I don't think we are talking about tracheal here. We are talking about alveolus here. Alveoli. Okay, so B, extensive blood capillary to accelerate the transportation of respiratory gases. Yes, when the blood flow is faster, they can carry more red blood cell to the side, to the lungs to take in the oxygen, to transport the oxygen. So that you increase the concentration gradient and the diffusion rate will be faster as well. So this is one of the adaptations. Answer is B. Okay, C, why C is wrong? Thick. Okay, the answer here should be thin. Okay, so questions 8, answer is B. Question 9, 0.5 gram of food sample. Okay, so this is the calorific value. Okay, we just need to apply the formula. It's very easy. On top, put all the things that is related to water. Okay, we have 25.1 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. This is the temperature of the water. So we put on top of the line. You use, we find the difference between these two numbers. The answer here should be 2 degrees Celsius. Okay, multiply the temperature. The specific heat capacity is 4.2 times the mass of the water. Okay, the mass of the water, which is 1000 cm cube. Okay, in 1000 cm cube, the water should be 1000 gram. Okay, 1000 gram divided by the mass of the food times 1000. So you try to do the calculation, you should be able to get the answer. Let's try. 1000 times 4.2 times 2 divided by 0.5 divided by 1000. So the answer here is 16.8. Okay, so answer for question 9 is C. How about question 10? A balanced diet for an individual. Okay, you want to follow the Pinggan Sehat Malaysia. So based on the Pinggan Sehat Malaysia, which one is suitable for the obese person? Now, for the obese persons that has excessive fat, so they need to cut down carbohydrates and fat intake. So they will need to reduce fat, they need to reduce carbo, okay? They need to reduce carbo, but remember they still need to eat carbo, okay? They still need to eat carbo. So A is definitely out because we have too much of proteins here, including the fried chickens, okay? Not really good. Okay, how about C? C is good. C is good. Like we have the vegetables and then carbo, rice, and then the meat, protein, but no fruit. Okay, no fruit. Sad. So this is not the answer. B. Wow, 2 bowls of rice. Impossible, right? So if you want to like cut down your weight, it's impossible to have 2 bowls of rice. So B is out. So the final answer for this one is D because we have the vitamin, we have vegetables, and then small amount of rice, carbo, and then protein. Okay, balanced diet, D. Okay, question 11. Which of the following is the difference between arteries and the vein? Arteries and the vein. Normally when we talk about arteries, the wall of the arteries should be thicker compared to the vein. So vein that has a thinner, okay, wall, but the lumen is bigger, much more bigger than the arteries. I guess the answer will be the first one. It carry blood under the high pressure and carry blood under the low pressure for the vein. Okay, 11 answer should be A. The rest I guess is still considered as easy. If you guys have any question, please leave a comment below and then I'll try to answer your questions for these questions. Question 12. Rhesus positive males married a rhesus negative female. Alright, so what are the conditions of the first and the second baby born from this marriage? Okay, normally we don't care about male because male is the one, it's not the one who carry the baby, correct or not? But rhesus, why the question need to mention about rhesus positive male? Because this male, they provide the sperm, I mean, they provide the DNA, and they provide the DNA to let the baby have a chance to get rhesus positive blood. So let's say, so unfortunately the baby inside the uterus of the mother is positive. Okay, mother is negative. So the mother for the first baby will produce the antibody to attack the baby, but the number of the antibody is not enough. The concentration is not high enough to kill the baby. So for the first one, for the first baby, it will be safe. Okay, this one is safe. However, when we have the second baby, mother still negative. You cannot change mother, you cannot change mother. So mother still negative, baby still positive. This is the second one. Okay, now the mother got enough antibody already. Okay, got enough antibody already. So this antibody will go and attack the positive blood of the baby. So the baby eventually they will die. Okay, so for the first one safe, they can survive. The second one die. So the answer here is B. Okay. Okay, question 13. A newborn baby has to be vaccinated following the immunizations. Yeah, you guys, once you was born, you need to like take in a lot of injections, okay, for the vaccination. So which one is the importance of immunization? The baby is protected from all contagious diseases. Okay, not really okay, not all come on, okay, not all. So it must be very specific. When you inject the COVID-19 vaccine, you'll only be protected from the COVID-19 viruses. Okay, so the next one is the baby antibodies can be increased to fight against all contagious disease. Okay, yeah, so the number of antibody, it should be increases, but not all again, not all maybe certain, okay, certain contagious disease. Okay, so what is the meaning of contagious? Contagious basically is the disease that can be spread, transferred to another human. Okay, that is what we call contagious species. Okay, the last one confirmed wrong already because he said that the baby does not receive the natural passive immunity for all disease. This is not the main idea lah. Okay, this is not the main idea. The baby still can get some natural passive immunity, okay, but not for all disease again. Okay. Okay, now let's look at question 14. A doctor gave antibiotic to Ali to treat his disease. The doctor advised him to consume all antibiotic given following the dose and the time frame suggested by him. What is the consequences not consuming all the antibiotics? Okay, guys, you must consume all the antibiotics. Let's say you just consume half of it, okay, half of the antibiotic that is being assigned by the doctor. The bacteria is not being killed. Not all the bacteria is being killed by the antibiotic. So eventually in your body, there are still some bacteria stay inside your body. So what happened to those bacteria? They are going to like evolve lah, okay? They are going to like change or mutate to a stronger bacteria, or we call it as a super bacteria lah, okay? Super bacteria that can resist to the antibiotic. So let's say Ali is getting the disease again. The same amount of antibiotic is not going to treat his disease. So the doctor normally will add more antibiotic, okay, in order to get rid of the disease. So the answer here is Ali has to be treated with the same antibiotic with the higher dose if he gets the same disease in the future, okay, in order to kill all the bacteria, because the bacteria become stronger already. So you need to have more antibiotic to kill them. Okay, so the answer for 14 is B. Okay, continue with diagram 5 shows a stimulus and response mechanism in human. Stimulus, receptor, nerve, motor. Okay, there's one thing that you guys need to take notes. The relay neuron in the spinal cord. You can see they straight away send the nerve to the spinal cord and then they come to the neuron. They skip the brain. Okay, they skip the brain. So without the brain, without the neuron passing through the brain, this guy is not going to think what kind of action they are going to do. So we understand that this action is actually called the reflex action. Reflex action. Without passing through the brain. So which one is the best explained about the mechanism? The only answer here should be B lah. Okay, the only answer here should be B because we drew his hand. This is something that very fast. Okay, a response that is very fast that you will not think twice. You just remove your hand without thinking, should I remove or not? Okay, so this is what we call the reflex actions. The reflex actions. Okay. Okay, question 16. The following are the symptoms faced by Mr. Y, okay, due to the health problem. Urinates frequently, always feel thirsty, blur visions, wounds heal much slower. Okay, guys, when you see the first two statements, maybe you were confused by these two, the diabetes mellitus and the diabetes insipidus. This one confirmed wrong. This one wrong spelling. Okay, it should be HY, hyper, and then hypo, yeah, HY as well. So hypothyroidism. Hyper means a lot of thyroid. Hypo means too less of thyroid, lack of thyroid. So these two are out, definitely. But when it comes to C and D, at first, if you look at these two, okay, it could be the symptom that is faced by diabetes mellitus and the diabetes insipidus. But they mention about the blur visions and wounds heal much slower. This answer should be C, diabetes mellitus. Okay, so diabetes insipidus, it doesn't have these two statements, okay, these two symptoms here. So need to be very careful with this kind of questions. Okay, question 17. Which of the following should be done by the patient to maintain a normal blood sugar level? So the answer, the statements here is talking about the pancreas is damaged and has been removed. Damage, it has the, pancreas, it has the function to release the insulin and glucagon. Okay, without the pancreas, you are not going to release the insulin, you are not going to release the glucagon. So in the end, you need to take in the insulin and glucagon by injections, or else how can you maintain the normal blood sugar? Correct or not? You are not going to do that. So answer is C. 18. Which of the following tissue join Q and R? Q and R both are bones. Bones. So the things that join bones to bones, okay, it's called the ligaments. Ligaments, Li, look alike. Okay, so the bones and bones, they look alike. Okay, question 19. A medical checkup showed the blockage in both her fallopian tubes. Okay, the fallopian tubes are. So if this is blocked, the ovum is not going to come out. Okay, it's not going to meet the ovum. So what you guys can do is you can take out the ovum. Okay, you can take out the ovum and let the sperm fertilize the ovum on a Petri dish. Okay, on a Petri dish. So this method is called in vitro fertilization. Answer is C. Take the ovum out and take the sperm out and put them together in the test tube or in the Petri dish. Question 20. Diagram 7 shows a graph, okay, secretions of two types of hormones during a female menstrual cycle. We look at hormone S and hormone T. Okay, what I will do when I see these kind of questions, I will divide the graph into half, okay, based on day 14. So what I can see is before day 14, that means before ovulations, hormone S increase. Okay, but hormone T will increase after ovulation. That means it must be do something with the progesterone and the estrogen because they are related to the fertilization I mean for pregnancy correct or not? So which of the statements are correct? I predict hormone S is the estrogen. Okay, hormone S is the estrogen. Why? Because hormone S increase before ovulation. Now, why not LH? Because after ovulation, the estrogen will still remain at certain level, which is slightly below than the progesterone. Okay, T is the progesterone. That's why hormone S is not LH. Instead, it is the estrogen. So the function of estrogen is hormone S heals and repair the endometrium lining, correct? A drop of the hormone S induce a drop of the hormone T. Okay, so it's wrong. So a drop of hormone S will increase the hormone T. So this one is not correct. A drop in the hormone T stimulate menstruation. Yes, okay, a drop in the level of hormone T stimulate menstruation because progesterone is for implantation. So let's say there's no implantation, progesterone is going to drop. When no implantation, that means no pregnancy. The ladies is going to repeat the menstrual cycle, which is start with the menstruation. Okay, so a drop will induce the menstruation. A drop induce the menstruation, correct. So answer is 1 and 3. B21, okay, diagram D, the diagram 8 shows a cross sections of a stem of a eudicots plant. Which of the labels is the pith? Now, pith is the middle parts of the stem, which is this area. This one very easy, just memorize. Which stage ABCD shows the plant has carried out photosynthesis? Now, if they carry out photosynthesis, they can produce glucose. Cannot, true or not? Okay, glucose. Glucose is the food and the product of the photosynthesis. When they have the food, they will store it. So when they store the food, they will increase the mass. So you can see at stage B, the mass is increasing, okay, exponentially. So the answer here should be B. The answer for, stage A, confirm is not the answer because this is during germination. During germination, there's no leaf, okay, there's no leaf. When there's no leaf, how can you carry out photosynthesis? Am I right? So germination, A, confirm, not the answer. Remember this one, guys, remember. So the answer here is B. Okay, question 23. So question 23 talking about the gut cell. The gut cell is opening. Now when the gut cell will open, why the gut cell want to open? Take in carbon dioxide. Right, take in carbon dioxide in order to carry out photosynthesis. To carry out photosynthesis, the plants, they must be under certain condition, which is high light intensity. Yes, they need light for photosynthesis, and then high concentration of carbon dioxide for them to carry out photosynthesis. So the answer here for question 23 is B. Okay, question 24. The following statements refer to the effects of micronutrients X deficiency in plants. Leaf surface becomes spotted with chlorosis part. Chlorosis part means the yellowing of the leaf, yellowing. Standard growth. Okay. So the answer here should be zinc. To answer this kind of question, the only thing you guys need to do is memorize. Okay, whether you can memorize or not, it's all depends on you. All right. So the answer here is zinc. Question 25. The following is true about the differences between transpirations and guttation. Okay, there's one thing that you guys need to really understand, guys. Transpiration is happen when the day is hot. Guttation is happening when the day is not hot. Okay, probably it's cold because a lot of water accumulated inside the plants. The plants, they want to release the water inside their body. So how? By doing guttation, because the evaporation or transpiration is too slow already. The weather is cold, transpiration is slow, and then they need to force out the water from the body to outside through the process called guttation. Okay, so what is the differences? Let's look at this. It occurs at night and early in the morning. Not really. Okay, most of the time transpirations will happen when the day is hot. So this one is wrong. Because hot and windy day, no. Okay, supposedly they should swap the answer here. It occurs in all plants, transpiration, yes. It occurs in the herbaceous plants only, yes. Why herbaceous plants, guys? Because herbaceous plants, they are short. Okay, they are short. This is a tall tree, and this is the herbaceous plant. Okay, let's say this is a herbaceous plant. So herbaceous plant is short. Water can be easily forced all the way up to the leaf, okay, by the root pressure. But for the tall plants like durian trees, mango trees, they have a hard time to force the liquid, okay, all the way up to the leaf. Maybe halfway they stop, okay, by using the root pressure. Root pressure is a very weak pressure that is just enough to force the liquid move up into a certain range, okay, to a certain range. So for guttation, it must be happening in the herbaceous plant. So I guess the answer here should be B for question 25. Continue with the water hyacinth. Okay, so what conclusion can be made by the experiment? We put the water hyacinth and then we have the lake water. Now, you guys need to understand what is one of the functions of the water hyacinth. Water hyacinth, they can remove or absorb the heavy metals. Okay, and the question say that this is the contaminated water, which is contaminated by chromium. Chromium is one of the heavy metals as well. So water hyacinth, they will absorb all the metals, heavy metals, and the lake water will be cleaner. So the answer here should be chromium contents. My bad. Okay, it should be A. Chromium content decreases. Okay, question 27. Okay, question 27. So we have to speed up the ripening of fruit. Okay, phytohormone X. When you see ripening of fruit, most of the time the answer here should be ethylene. Okay, ethylene. Because they want to collect the gas, alright, the gas here, so that this gas can stimulate all the banana fruit inside the plastic bag to ripe. Okay, to ripe. Okay, 28. Diagram 13 shows a longitudinal sections of a mango. So this is the flesh. Y will be the seed. Okay. So which part of the flower developed to form the structure S and Y? This one easy. The flesh will be the ovary. Okay, then the seed will be the ovule. So the answer here should be C for questions 28. Question 29. Diagram 14 shows the ovule of flowering plants containing the nuclei involve the double fertilization. Okay, so we have the PQRST fused to form diploid, zygote, and triploid endosperm. Wow, this one confusing leh. But I think it's fine. Okay, I think it's fine. So triploid endosperm. Now, triploid endosperm must fuse with the Q. Okay, here, right here. So one of the pollen here, one of it, the male gamete, is either this one or this one. Okay, fused with the Q, then it will form the endosperm. So the answer here should be Q and T. Okay, Q and T, and answer should be C. Now, I think the answer, I mean, the questions here, they should label both of this cell lah. Okay, they should label both of this cell. Or they can do something like this. Okay, they can circle the cell, the nucleus in the middle, the two nuclei in the middle. Because when coming to the endosperm, the triploid endosperm, is the fusion of three nuclei. Okay, the three nuclei, they fuse together to form triploid. The diploid only two nuclei, okay, 2 and 3 nuclei. Question 30, diagram 15 shows the hydrophytes. Okay, hydrophytes means they are living in the water or floating on the water. Okay, hydrophytes plants. So which of the following are the adaptations of the plants? Now, the answer here should be most of the stomata are distributed on the upper epidermis layer of the leaf. Why they want to like put their stomata on the surface? They don't worry about lose too much of water, meh? Correct not? So like most of the plants, they put their stomata at the lower epidermis to prevent excessive water loss. But these plants, they put most of the stomata on the leaf, on the upper epidermis of the leaf. So they don't need to worry about the water because they are living somewhere near the water. It's either submerged or floating on the water, correct not? So they can take in the water whenever they want. So yeah, they can put the stomata on the upper epidermis layer of the leaf. Just like you have a lot of money, you can spend it without worry about the money. Correct not? Of course, I'm not the one. Of course, I'm not the one. All right, so stomata, yes. And then the stem consists of the parenchyma tissue. Now, parenchyma tissue is something like got a lot of air inside. It makes the plants to be lighter so that it can float on the water. So the answer here is 1 and 3. Question answer is B. Question 31, nitrogen cycle. Okay, ammonium convert to nitrites and then nitrates, P and Q. This one, you guys got no choice, but need to memorize the name of the product and also the reactions and as well as the microorganism that involved in that reactions. Okay, so the answer for this one, P and Q, it should be donkey, nitrosomonas, and nitrobacter. Okay, try your best to memorize that. Okay, the next one is going to be like finding the frequency of species X. So these guys use the quadrate, okay, to sampling. Quadrate sampling technique was used, and we find that, okay, some of the quadrate got the species, some doesn't. Now, when we look for the frequency, we just need to know which quadrate got the species. For example, like quadrate 1, it has the species. Yeah, even 1 is considered as yes, okay, the species present in the quadrates. So yes, 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 no, 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 yes, yes. So total 4 no, 6 yes. Okay, 4 no, 6 yes. How many quadrate we use? 10. How many quadrate? Yes, 6 times 100%. Okay, that 6 times 10% equals to 60%. So the final answer should be C, 60%. So frequency question is very, very easy. Okay, don't make it too complicated. It's not MX, it's not math. Okay, so question 33. Which of the following activity can cause acid rain? The answer here should be sulfur dioxide, okay? Release of a sulfur dioxide gas from the power plants. Okay, carbon dioxide will not cause acid rain because carbon dioxide will cause global warming. Okay, remember that. Chlorofluorocarbon will cause thinning of the ozone layer, the depletions of the ozone layer. Okay, so methane gas will cause global warming. These two gases they will cause global warming. They are the main gases that cause global warming. Okay, this one ozone. Okay, question 34. Wow, the statement is too long. The food import, blah, blah, blah. If the situation continue, we will not able to provide continuous supply. We will face a food crisis. Oh my God. So which of the following actions should be taken by the Malaysians? Try not to eat, no. No lah, it's impossible. So ensure sustainable food consumption by reducing waste. We don't want to waste the food. Yeah, we can we just buy how much we want to eat and we cook the right amount for us to eat. All right. So improving knowledge about the needs of urban agriculture. Yes, okay, you have more space to do the agriculture. You can increase the food production. So the next one, bridging the technology gap that arises between university farms and the industrial sector. I guess this is one of the answer as well, because when you a lot of farmers, they don't even know what is the technology that they are able to use to increase the productions of the yield. So let's say some of the lecturers, some of the researchers can share the knowledge with the farmers, okay, or the industrial sector. They might able to produce more food in this way. So I guess option 3 is also correct. Okay, 4, confirm wrong. Choosing imported food all the time to improve national economy. You import the food, you buy food from people, then how can you improve the national economy? Correct? Not you are spending money or you're not earning money. So 4 is wrong. So 1, 2, 3, I think they are correct. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So the schema jawaban here is 1. A, 1 and 2. But I think it should be 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Okay, question 35. A heterozygous P plants for flower colors and height is crossed with the homozygous recessive, blah, blah, blah. So P is the dominant allele for the purple plants, and T is the dominant allele for the tall. So we should have T and T, big T and small t, in charge in the height and the height of the plants. Big P, small p, they are the colors of the plants. We want to find out the phenotypes are produced from this crossing. Easy, just need to list down, okay, what is the parents, okay, genotypes. The heterozygous P plants for flower colors and height is crossed with the homozygous recessive. Homozygous recessive. Okay, we do this one first. That means they have 2 small t and then 2 small p. Okay, write down 2 small t, 2 small p. Heterozygous means the P plants should have one set of dominant and then another set of recessive. So big T, small t, big P, small p. They will produce certain gametes, okay, which is big T, sorry. So big T, big P, big T, small p, small t, big P, and then the last one, it should be small p, small t. Okay, then this one will only produce one set of, there's only one possibility of the alleles combination, which is the small p and small t. So you guys cross, okay, do the crossing. It's very easy, this one. Okay, cross, I do want the dotted line. Dotted line is not good. So big P, big T, big T. So big T, small t, big P, small p. Okay, the first one. Cross again. Big T, small t, big small p, small p. Cross again. Small t, big P, small p. One more, guys. Small t, small t, small p, small p. So based on the question, they want us to find out the phenotype. Okay, this one, tall and purple. Purple. Why purple? Because dominant alleles is big T, correct not? How about this one? Tall, but the color for the other one they didn't mention. We look at the options here is white. Okay, putih. So white lah, white. This one short and purple. Okay, this one short and white. So you can see the combinations here is like 1 1 1 1, right? Not 1 1 1 1. So the answer here should be the answer here should be C. Okay, 1 1 1 1. Yes. 36. Okay, 36. Diagram 17 shows a family pedigree of the inheritance of hemophilia in a family. So the lucky, the male is with the hemophilia, normal female, okay, married, and then they will have the carrier female, okay, carrier female. Okay, then they have the normal male, okay, normal male. Okay, so which of the following is correct? All daughter is hemophilia. Okay, all daughter is not hemophilia because they are the carrier. Okay, so this one is wrong. Okay, this one all daughter they are carrier. Okay, they are carrier, not hemophilic. So all son are hemophilic. No, this one is normal. Okay, this one is normal male. So this one is wrong. The probability of male offspring couple R and S suffers hemophilia is 0.5. 0.5 means 50%. We will need to try to work it out. Okay, try. So let's say this female is a carrier. So I put XX. XX is the sex chromosome. So it's carrying one of the hemophilia recessive allele. So one big H, one small h. Okay, carrier ma. It cross with the male, which is normal male. X, big H. Big H means nothing. Okay, nothing. So Y cannot carry anything because Y chromosome is too small already. So they will produce some of the gametes, which looks like this. This one is X, big H. Okay, this one is X, small h. Cross with the X, big H. Okay, X, sorry, Y. But this question is talking about the lucky male marker, not male. So the only possibility to get a male is to cross with the Y chromosome. Okay, you cross this one with this one. You will get X, H, Y. And then you cross this one and this one. You'll get X, small h, Y. So this guy's got the hemophilia. This guy is normal. Okay, this one is normal. Why? Because it has a big H dominance here. The ratio is 1 to 1, which is 50% of the guys will get the hemophilia. The answer here should be C. Okay, question 37. Diagram 18 shows a process which causes variations. You can see at first we have the C tag, CTAG. Then the mutation add in 1G, okay, free 1G for the for the DNA sequence. So we insert 1G, we call it as a base insertion. Diagram 19 is a graph for types of variations. Now, these variations is a graph. Although a lot of students they say they looks like a bell curve, but it's not. Okay, because this one, okay, it's a little bit taller than this one. Okay, it should be the lowest one. Okay, it should be the lowest one because this is the extreme case, correct? Not it is the extreme case. It should be the lowest one. Same goes to this one. This one should be the lowest one as well. We can just look at the gap in between the bar. You see that there's a gap. When you see gap, this is discontinuous variation. If this is the discontinuous variations, they are going to control by a pair of genes, a pair of alleles. So this one is wrong. The variation is described as a qualitative. Yes, this is a discontinuous variation. This one correct. The graph is represented by a normal distribution. This one is wrong. It should be the discrete curve, right? Discrete graph. Wrong. The example of this variation are blood group and thumbnails, thumbprint patterns. Yes, this one is talking about the discontinuous variations. So 2 and 4 are correct. Guys, last two. So ADS-HCID disease is an inherited disease. So which biotechnology is used to detect and treat this problem? The answer here should be DNA profiling and gene therapy, right? Gene therapy and DNA profiling. Okay, so to detect, we use DNA profiling. To treat the problem, we use gene therapy because it's about, this disease is about the gene, the brokenness of the gene. So we can choose 3 and 4. Okay, answer is 3 and 4. Now guys, what about bioinformatics? Bioinformatics. Bioinformatics is basically study the data of the bio, for example, like the enzyme or protein, so that we can know the function of the protein based on the data that is being recorded in the computer. So we don't use this to detect the problem. Instead, we try to find out the functions of protein or the enzyme. So this is what we call the bioinformatics. Okay, last one, guys. Diagram 20 shows the effect of recombinant DNA technology in producing potatoes that grow well in a cold climate. So we have the frost formations here. Now, if we use the DNA recombinant DNA technology, we change the DNA a little bit, we put in the DNA that can resist to the frost, then we will have a more strong potato, okay? More strong potato, a stronger potato which has no frost formation. So what is the advantage of this technology? Of course, we can produce the high quality transgenic crops. The answer here is donkey. Okay, it's donkey. Okay guys, I think that's all for today, and making video like this is not easy. I hope you guys can subscribe and like my video. If you have any question, please comment below. I will try my best to reply to every one of you. And I will see you guys in the next video. The next video I'm going to do will be the Sarawak Set 1 Paper 1. Alright, so stay tuned. See you in the next video. Bye bye.